Hello.
Hola. What the fuck did I say? Okay, anyway, hi. I was gonna say something
Hello.
else. I don't know.
Also,
Hello.
guten Tag. Let's try all different every type of greeting.
Um I could just go German, but I stopped myself there. I was like,
Guten
wie
Tag ist
geht?
mein Freund. Hallo. I took German during college.
I took 2 years of German in high school. It was not a fun time. Anyways, hi guys. Welcome to the Nerdy Archives. Um
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
I'm trying to turn myself. Sorry, continue.
Oh my god.
Yes.
God damn it.
Okay, I'm good.
Alrighty. Okay. Hi guys. Welcome to another week of spring. Really is it's spring. It's all about spring. Um we are, let's see, 3 days away from the spring equinox.
Yes.
We're almost there, folks. Um yeah, so we are doing sort of it's probably kind of like a mini topic, honestly, about our outdoor ambitions for the spring. Because frankly, I'm not an outdoorsy person, but I have a few.
It's fucking cold.
It's cold. It is truly cold.
It gets nice and
Um,
then it gets cold. I am not in the spring spirit.
yeah, it's been a rough few weeks, honestly, weather-wise. But
Raining.
oh God, yeah, raining,
Raining in
snowing,
in like 50 degrees or under has been
raining,
like,
snowing.
when you
It's
guys have more
literally done
snow.
everything.
Yeah.
It's done everything. Also, repeat guest. Say
Yay.
hello.
Hello, I am the repeat guest. Uh,
Reaper.
yeah,
It's
yes,
Reaper, guys. It's
that's
Reaper.
me. This is impromptu me being guest because I don't know. Whenever you guys do, you're like, "Oh, what happened to us this week?" Would you? I could actually trauma dump on this one too.
Literally, that's why
Yeah,
I
exactly.
invited him because he had a very rough week. So
That's-
I was like, fucking join in.
yeah,
So, join the party, join the trauma party.
yeah. I feel like my life is finally like your guys', where it's a an episode of a sitcom. Like,
Oh, well, welcome to the party. It's a hell of a ride.
I mean,
Um,
for what it's worth, some things I described to people, but it's like if you want to watch like a real life sitcom, just watch this podcast. Like, it's
yeah,
because it's
I
like
mean,
you got every week. It's like something happens with you guys. Like, it's like
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so interesting. Like, I
yeah.
feel like my life is so boring in comparison. Of like,
Which is
oh, nothing ever
ironic
happens
because
to
I
me.
call myself a very boring
I
person.
wish my life was boring. Shit.
Um, so like I said, guys, it might be kind of a mini topic. I'm not an outdoorsy person in the first place, but
We're
y'all are
gamers.
used to it. We're gonna trauma dump. We're gonna try to make each other feel better, and then we're gonna talk about a little bit of springtime, and then we wrap it up. You know the drill at this point. Que sera, sera.
So, what?
It is what it is, and
Will be.
Oh,
yeah, whatever will be, will be. The only reason I say that is because of the 2001 adaptation of Fruits Basket. Let it be known.
oh.
That's
I think of Gilmore Girls.
nice. No, I think of Sugar Ray. Yep. Why did he have to be such a bastard? Anyways, um, Jesus. Okay. We're probably gonna go. Let's see. It's still clockwise if I make Amy go first, then Reaper, then myself.
Yeah.
Is that clockwise or is that counter? No, that's counterclockwise. We're going counterclockwise.
I'm here. It's going backwards.
All right.
I was gonna
Amy
say
always
I
starts
can.
out, no matter what.
Yes, exactly.
Always.
I can barely tell time on analog clock, so you know what?
That's
I'm not even gonna be
Those barely
ashamed of
exist
it.
anymore. So like, I don't think you really. I don't. I'm trying to think.
I
Was it?
like their aesthetics, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I love a
I
good
like.
clock.
I remember the time when we used sundials. Those were the
Oh
times.
Jesus.
I will.
My grandfather. Anyways, so we're gonna do the mental health check-in, starting with Amy, then Reaper, and then I'll go. It's been a long week for all of us, so buckle in, get a snack. You're gonna need it, and maybe some tissues. Who knows? Let's get to it.
All right, I'm gonna start off with very good positive news.
We love that.
So on Wednesday, I had my yearly review with my boss,
Hmm.
and it's like a 1 through 5 scale of like how they think you're doing. So I rated myself a 3, which was meeting expectations. Um,
Right.
she gave me a 4,
Nice, nice. Yay.
and she was like,
Clap, clap.
"So I normally write my own review, but this year I had like people you work with give you reviews," and she's like,
Oh,
"I just copy and
It's a
pasted
good.
what they said because I agree
oh
with it
my
all."
gosh.
Um, Everybody likes me. Everybody like it just made me happy and blushy. Like, oh,
I mean,
Oh
cool.
my
you do all
gosh.
their work. I think that's a big factor. Listening to
Yeah,
this podcast, you do most of their work, so I think they would be
true.
appreciative.
Yeah, it's kind of them. Yeah.
It's like, oh, this girl really helps me out. Yeah, of course I like her.
It was really nice though, because she's like, I don't really have anything that like you need to work on. I mean, the only thing I think that would benefit you in the long run is being able to open up and speak in meetings. Like, you just started
Mm,
this role a year and a half ago, not even, and you're like pretty much the subject's fucking expert. Like, you
mm-hmm.
need to share your knowledge, and it was just really nice.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt.
um, So that was good. People like me, which is cool. And then we
Well, you're
moved to
very likable,
Friday.
so.
Oh, thanks. Then we moved to
Of course.
Friday.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
So we were supposed to get news about the contract. We didn't get any fucking email, not even telling us it was delayed. Just it was fucking radio silence, which
Mm,
pisses me off
lovely.
because like they could have just sent out an email saying they needed more time. Because every time my Outlook would go off, I would think it was that email, and it never was.
Well, yeah.
So I was on edge all day, and then of course I finish Half Bad series.
Yes, you did.
I probably shouldn't have on that day because I was already a
Yeah,
wreck.
you probably really shouldn't have on that particular day.
No, so I bawled. I was bawling at 4:30, uncontrollably ugly crying. Okay,
No.
I don't like where it went, and I'm pissed.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know what the Half Bad series is, it's about witches. It's about witches. um, there's
You're like, it's about witches.
just witches.
It's witches.
There's two. Okay, so there's Feyborn witches, and then there's
Mm-hmm.
blood witches,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's Fane, which are like humans. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You could be a combination of any three or pure blood, right?
Right.
Well, Nathan is our main character, and he is a half blood.
Mm-hmm.
But not just any half blood, he is the son of Marcus, which Marcus is like the most feared blood witch of all. He eats hearts to gain other people's powers. Like, he's just like this diabolical monster.
That is so JJK coded.
I know.
Like,
I mean,
okay, go off. Anyways.
that's a power. That's a power to be used in a lot of things. Like, I kill you, I take your power. Like, what was
Yeah.
the? What was like? Was it Heroes? Was that TV show?
Yeah.
Where like the guy would
Oh
like split
Yeah.
yeah,
their
yeah, yeah,
head
yeah.
and kill them to get their powers.
So
Yup.
I'm
you follow this character in the first. Well, you follow him in all the books, but in the first book, he's trying to get his 3 gifts and his ancestors' blood, because by your 17th birthday, you need to be presented 3 gifts and blood to get your power, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's like going on this mission to try to find it, meets a couple people along the way, um, And his dad ends up finding him and giving him his fucking power anyway.
Yeah.
Um, and then like the next book, you follow him, Gabriel, Annalise, and Van, which like they're trying to form an alliance to get rid of the bad people in the council because after Nathan, oh sorry, he was in prison, got tattooed. I'm skipping parts anyway, it doesn't matter. So he escaped the council. So now the
Yeah.
council is bad and is killing people. I don't know. Anyway, so like they're trying to form
This is
an
Muggsy Smart
alliance.
Books.
Yeah. And oh, so they try to get Nathan's dad to join, but nobody knows how to contact him. So like Nathan waits at a
Mhm.
spot and his dad comes. Anyway, him and his dad spend a week bonding and they got really close. So
Eating horse together, like, here, son, let me teach you.
yeah, so Marcus joins. He's super powerful, so he can kill a bunch of hunters and shit, you know? Like he's the only powerful one there really. Um
Mhm.
and then so Nathan is in love with Annalise, but Gabriel is in love with Nathan.
Mhm.
And, and Nathan's torn because he likes Gabriel, but he really likes Annalise. But then he kissed Gabriel, and like this one line has been in my mind the whole fucking time.
Is it the
And
line you sent me?
yes.
Oh my god, yeah. That's a good ass
So
line.
Gabriel was like asking like Nathan what he meant to him, and Nathan's like, "You're my friend," and Gabriel's like, "Do you kiss all your friends like that?" And it's just like, oh, it's just been in my mind. Anyway, so
You gotta kiss your homies. I don't know.
right,
It's like
so
I don't know what you're talking about.
the whole time I'm rooting for Nathan and Gabriel to get together because it's super cute and like Gabriel accepts every part of Nathan, even like his bad side. I think it's
Mhm.
really wholesome. And Annalise is
Yeah.
just a fucking bitch anyway. So they're fighting at a fucking hunter camp and Annalise's brother's there and he goes for creative guns, so Nathan's dad kills him. And then Annalise decides to be a dumb bitch and shoots Marcus, killing him. So Nathan has to eat his dad's heart.
Oof.
Um,
Damn.
so the third book is all about him wanting to get revenge on Annalise because he like fucking hated her, right? Like everything about this woman disgusted him.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna skip to
That's
the
one of those
end.
love, the hate.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip to the end that made me fucking cry. So him, Nathan and Gabriel finally are together, and it is so cute. And the very last battle where he's killing like all the council members.
Mhm.
So Nathan becomes invincible. Like there's some witchy, like there's some voodoo magic. Anyway, he becomes invincible, so bullets fly off of him.
Uh-huh.
And Gabriel was already shot, and Nathan was trying to like guard his body from all the gunfire, and it didn't work. They killed Gabriel.
Oh.
And then it skips to a couple months, and Nathan's saying that Gabriel is with him at this like cabin in the woods type thing, and he's not because Gabriel's dead. Mind you, I am
Mm.
bawling.
Yeah.
I'm fucking bawling because like all the shit these guys have been through. Why couldn't they have their happy ending? Anyway, so Nathan buries Gabriel and like sleeps by his grave. And
Oh.
then I don't know if he turned himself into a tree. I'm pretty sure he did. I don't know how the fuck he did.
You know what? It's magic.
Magic, magic.
Or what I was thinking actually after I read it, he had the ability to make plants grow and die. So I think he just like
Mm.
cocooned himself into a tree.
Mm.
Either
Crafted
way,
Valid.
himself.
either way, he is a tree now by Gabriel's grave.
Oh.
And that's how it ended. And I am pissed.
Also, it's what's the term? It's like the story like follows the fucking like Hamlet or like one of the like
Kind
Shakespearean things where
of.
it's like a romantic tragedy is like
Yeah.
technically like
Yeah,
that's what it
romantic
is. It's
tragedy.
basically
And the
that's why
thing,
like when you're describing the end, I'm like this feels like Shakespearean like
Like Romeo and Juliet
Romeo and Juliet,
esque.
yeah, like where it's
yeah.
like there was never going to be a happy ending to this story. Like it's like
The one thing that pissed me off the most, and I didn't cover on it, is Annalise made it out alive.
ah,
Ugh.
She was
bad
in
guys win.
prison for a year. She ended up having Nathan's kid, which I don't understand because they never had
What?
sex. So I don't know how
Okay,
that
well.
happened. And she was getting married in New York to a human. Why does she get a happy ending?
Oh, that's shit. Damn.
Yeah, so anyway, fuck that book
Ryder really
series.
wanted Ryder wanted the woman to win.
Fuck that book series. I'm very sad because I recommended it to a bunch of people and I don't think I'm gonna emotionally recover from it ever. It's okay though, because the Netflix TV show is not getting a second season. It was canceled after the first, so I don't have to like
Mm.
relive it. So that's cool. Um
True.
I got a Kindle. I
Oh,
got
did you?
I
You
did.
you mentioned, but you didn't say you went through. Which one did you get?
The paperweight.
Okay, you went like legit, like I'm only using this for books. Gotcha.
Yeah, the paper because I have an iPad.
Yeah,
So
yes. Yeah, I have the Fire 10, I think is what it is.
Forgot I had one of
so
those.
Mike and I were talking about it, and it's beneficial for me to spend the $140 on this than buying a bunch of books and not being able to have room for them. And Kindle
Fair.
books are cheaper. So I am
Fair.
now reading the Serpent in the Wings of the Night, because my coworker Katie, I actually recommended her to read fucking half bad literally a day before I finished it. I shouldn't have. Anyway, she recommended this book. It's really good. It's really weird though because it's about vampires and I didn't expect her to be reading
Mhm.
a book about vampires. Like she's a very professional person, so it's like
Oh, I love
jarring.
it. Oh, I
Um
love the dichotomy.
I know.
Uh,
She's like, yeah, because I was explaining to her what half bad was. She's like, it's okay. I read books about witches and shit too. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm not embarrassed.
God, I love the dichotomy of people.
I'm on chapter 27, and it's very good. It's about a human girl who gets raised by a vampire king and trained by him to join like a tournament type thing where like
Mm,
only one survives. It's like a fight to the death. There's
mm,
5 trials. But of course with her being a human and a bunch of fucking vampires in this tournament, because whoever wins, the goddess gives grants them their wish.
right.
And she wants nothing more than to be like Vincent, which is her adoptive dad.
Yeah.
She despises being a human.
Mm,
And it's not like they can get turned because the
got you.
survival rate of turning somebody is like very, very low. They always die.
Got you.
So it's good so far. I've read 5 books this year already.
I'm so proud of you.
To be fair though, I kind of consider the Half Bad trilogy one book because it was a
Mm.
trilogy.
I guess you still read 3
I
books.
did, yeah. So yeah, that was my week. Nothing really happened in my personal life. I've just been reading. Um, Mike's playing EverQuest again.
Mm-mm.
Oh, is he?
Ah.
Yeah, he's playing on Red.
Even though he was like, I hate this. I hate it.
Yeah,
It's like he
he
was.
likes to torture himself. He's been watching a bunch of anime while I read on the couch, but he's kind of over it, I think. So he started playing EverQuest again. I have no games to play yet, so waiting for Vindictus Dying Light. It looks
You know,
beautiful.
I saw it after you guys being. It's really the funniest thing you said. I don't know. I got really depressed and like I didn't get to mention to the after you guys showed them and did this thing. I wonder if Mike probably saw it. Asmongold looked at it and he said it looked like shit. Like he
And then
He like he
Asmongold played the alpha and said this
did
game
he?
changed his life. Yeah.
Did it? I don't know. I was so confused because he's like, why is every boss a furry? He's like, what? That was his response, and
They're
I was
not
like,
all
what?
furries. It's literally
No, it's imagine what they showed was probably just very
I
bad.
have the alpha downloaded. I'm just not gonna play it because
Mm.
I suck at Shield Fiona and I've never played lands, so I don't wanna.
Oh, is that the alpha he played that has great jiggle physics? Is that what he was
Reaper,
like?
original Vindictus has great jiggle physics.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm a skeleton. I don't know what jiggle
The
physics.
original Vindictus was a masterpiece, but however, I can't get over the lag. Okay,
Uh,
when you enter a fucking door, the music plays like or like when you get on the boat to go to the fucking dungeon, the same thing. After you beat a boss, the same thing. Like it's just like I can't handle it.
uh, I
Vindictus is
mean,
a very good game though.
this new one should be really good since it looks like they made it in UA5,
It's
so it should
literally
run.
just Vindictus reskin, and it's lovely.
Yeah.
But they made the bosses harder, which is I love. Anyway, I'm done. That was my week. I have nothing else to say. I'm a
All
sad
right,
girl.
your turn.
Oh, great.
Reaper!
Oh no. I don't know where the fuck to start. Where the fuck do I even? I don't know. Uh, Probably weekly. It's like, I mean, technically been going on for 2 weeks, but it's technically like the same thing. Or, like, I don't know. Like, said a lot of some mods, but I guess I'll just repeat this and this that like, I don't know. I've been just struggling in my own like head for at least for a while. I don't know. It's like I find myself like struggling to find like worth, like or like hope. Like every time I think about it, like where like I've tried to do this and I fail, and I try to do this and I fail, and I try to, and like I don't know. I'm just learning that like I am a person that's really hard for me to pick myself up from failing. Because like
Mm,
I put all my all into something and then I fail it, and I'm like, why do I try it again if I just put my all into this and I failed? It it's a lot of like hoping things where like it goes around into like how I'm feeling like now, even at that where like I'm looking back on my life and like a lot of the decisions and like how I led my life, a lot of things where like
mm,
I went with the flow a lot, where like
mhm,
I just literally just did what people told. Like I had my own ideals and I wanted to make my own ideals, but I also felt I went with the flow, where like I did schooling, but I also did my like I liked watching anime and stuff. And then I went and got my college degree, and I'm like, okay, so I did my college degree, and like I thought the natural flow of life would be like college degree, then internship or any type of like job application inside that field, then doing that for a year, and then like not having any luck with that, or no responses or no's, and like me not understand like even the basic concepts of like what am I doing wrong, or like and then not even apply myself to figure out like why that was, and ultimately like resigning myself like, well, I've been working at UPS, so like this is something that's been constant and it was meant to be like a side thing, but then it just turned into a main thing, and I've somewhat been living like absent-minded of where like the time has just passed by as I've gone, and like and I mean life has moved on and things have like happened in it, and it's just as it goes. Like I tried finding new purposes or new little situations that would like do it. Where like I tried doing that for the year, then I gave up for years, and then it was really like my mom or something like thinking about like, oh, I could try doing the police force and try to work that into going into criminal investigation so that I would apply for the police. And then I didn't get into that. And I was like, well, fuck. And like then a court officer thing came up. I'm like, well, I mean, that's at least something in the way of like police or investigational things. And like
mm.
so like I did that and I passed the exam, but then I failed the physical by 1 point, which was
Oh,
that
jeez.
was very disheartening of getting my results and like, yeah, you failed by one, and I'm like, well, great.
Fuck you.
And
Like, cool.
yeah,
Damn.
I literally tried my I literally went the hardest I could during that because I like I don't usually push myself overly physically. But after that test, I literally felt physically sick for the next few days, like muscle atrophy and everything. Because I pushed myself harder than I ever did. But it was that was disheartening. And then thinking well, the time will go on. Like this, they'll call me back for another assignment whenever time passed. But I really have the hopes of kind of happening at least for a very long time. And then issues throughout all this of me having my girlfriend and us having issues where be it from our past or even that keeps reassuring to now where there's a lot of questionings where I question people's mentality on a lot of things where I think it should be this way. Common sense tells me it should be this way. Why do you not see it this way? And I'm I get people are different, but there's common sense nostalgia things where I can sort of see your reasoning, but it doesn't connect in my head where like we've had issues where she's talked to like I don't know. I've had a lot of trouble in relationship and I've had trust issues. I think also from her even too because she did cheat on me one or twice. I think I can't remember what the situations that happened. But I also did cheat on her, so it's one of those things. I know I'm not the best, but then I tried to move on and grow from my things where feel she never thought it was an issue whenever she had done it or where she would go out and see guys and she well I just spent time alone with this guy or I sat in this guy's car alone with him. I'm like why can't you see you in that situation looks bad. It doesn't matter if you didn't do anything. If you describe that situation to somebody else, they're going to assume something was going on. Even if you say, "Oh, nothing would happen," no one's going to believe. It's "But I didn't do it." I'm my issue is that was always you put yourself in these situations, and even it always make her look suspicious about everything. Or that or her being oh I still talk to my exes and I'm that would frustrate me to no end where I'm I don't get that I was always a believer of you end a relationship that's there's of course I never had a good ending to a relationship so it's I don't know the friend after a relationship thing I don't even really believe in that concept in its own right because
It
it's
never
hard
works.
because there's always going to be someone is going to have feelings and that's technically what happened with me and her is that even though we dated back in high school and we broke up and everything it's what's called our issues now is that I still held her in my heart even though we broke up and there was issues back then and I still held her in my heart and she still meant something to me but to her oh she was always oh I moved on and I'm it's not even coming back now in which has caused the issues now which she constantly even out in what's me and her fighting and now and me basically complete cutting off communication with her is that she even still now where she says I don't know about us and it's the constant thing of I've shown her what she means to me I've let my heart be on my sleeve my intentions the life I want to live with I want to marry her I want to live a life with you I want to do I've shown her my commitment to it and
Mhm.
I never thought it was a bad thing of wanting that reciprocated, and then being her response of, "Well, I don't know," and well, it's and her being "Well, I can't give you what you give me," and I'm it's by issue of why can't you? That it's not hard to imagine you giving someone what they're giving you, or at least wanting to do that, It was my thing where she's just saying I can't and I am not going to be able to, and I'm that's not how that works. If you want to do something, you will. If you want to reciprocate, if you want to be better for somebody, I don't know. I think she got in her head, which I can understand people's mentality of I don't need to change for somebody, and I'm yeah, I can get that. That's a self-esteem thing, but technically also, if you have bad habits, you have to realize your bad habits, and then being well, I need to change, or you realize you're not committing enough into something, and being well, I need to change this. to make this other person happy or make this work. And, like, I don't think that's defying your self-worth or what that you are, like, not physically changing, but like if you know like this person really loves like intimate and like which the big difference between her and her is like I'm a very big physical lover. I am but I'm more into like the physical touch and feeling and like showing my emotions through like actions rather than words, whereas
Mhm.
hers was like more words of affirmation and like we don't need to be hugging or kissing or whatever like when we're together, and her just being like, well, I just want to lay here and that's enough for me. I'm like, well, that's not really for me. Like there's times, but it's the time difference of like because of my work schedule working the night shift and being like I my time dilation feels so different to everybody. Like, well, whereas hers, like, oh, this is just it's I just saw you yesterday or 2 days ago. It would feel like for me like it's been like a week or maybe like because of how different like it feels like days meshed together or like I don't know
Mhm.
I lose track of time or like my inside of my feelings it feels like it's been longer. Like I had that desire of wanting to see her and physically interact with her like her and that she would not understand that like you just want to be like I'm like no it's not it it's like want just to feel the love and affection like that's what I wanted to feel. I wanted to feel your intent towards me that and that I just can't get with you just saying it or just hanging out with me. I'm like that's what you can do that with a friend, but that's not what a lover is. That's not what like a pet like someone you like love and care about. Like you show more love and affection to somebody other than just your friend. Like and I don't know. It just grew over to like this even now where we're fine and like her mother went to surgery for her hip and I was being very like supportive. I mean like well she said I'm going to be busy so I don't know about talking and this other stuff. So that's where
Mhm.
until the last week that went into it. I'm like I was very supportive. I was like okay and I was like that and like as the her mom went to surgery and then the day after and I'm like okay, so can like I realized that like she was gonna have physical therapy and then she would have to take her mom to physical therapy. And I'm like, okay, so you're not gonna be able to see me all the time, or maybe during, like you could probably do it on the weekend, or like I could come see you during your lunch like I usually do. In which she would then constantly tell me like, well, no, I don't want you to, and I'm like, okay. And then it turned into like we would usually text the days or I would get messages like when before she went to bed she would send me a message that I would wake up to and usually it made me happy. Then I just noticed that communication got so cut off that like I there was like almost no communication
Mhm.
from her and like it then it weighed on me and I voiced my opinions and like I still got nothing back where she would barely even answer like my feelings on this and it just made it worse. And like and it grew in over into the weekend and with which I literally just got like why won't you see me or like one and like she was just like I don't know like I don't like and her being like I don't have feelings for you right now and I'm like what does that even mean like you because to me you can't just say I don't have feelings for you right now or I don't have
You
feel
don't
like
just
that's
lose
that
feelings for
yeah,
someone
it's
overnight.
that's
What the
what my
fuck?
most issue with her is that, like, in her ideals, oh, you can just lose feelings for somebody at any point. Like, I'm like,
No.
that's not how that works. You love somebody, you love somebody. There's no. That's was my big issue with her, where she's like, oh, I moved on, which I think is the whole where she gets this mentality of like, oh, I moved on, so I don't think she has the same commitment or an idealism of feelings as I do, where like I may have moved on or may have done other things after her, but she was still in my heart. I still had feelings for her. Like my feelings never went away. And that's I think the big difference of like but I keep my feelings still in me. I have the firm like you can't just get rid of your feelings. Even if like you once loved somebody, like where even situations where I hate where she just says, oh, she still has feelings for one of her exes and one of those other things. And I'm like, I wish she didn't, but like, and then there's one of those situations like, why are you even talking about it? Another thing where like she would talk about these things, and I'm like, why are you talking to me about these things? Like,
Mhm.
so she was like, "Oh, I want to be open and like very honest." And I'm like, but like honesty goes in a way of like when you want your partner to be honest, it's about being honest about things that's not going to upset you or like things that's not going to throw your relationship into a rock, like talking about an ex. Like honesty of like, oh, you don't look that well in that outfit, or like menial things, or like, oh, I think you should be doing this with your life to better yourself. Like those things are menial, but they're betterment for the other person, not just being like vindictive or like hurtful and just covering it up with the idea of honesty or like of and, it, and that's why I kind of felt a lot. I felt a lot of like animosity where like she would say sorry for things that she did, and I would take it at face value. Because to me, ideal of you saying sorry to somebody is like you acknowledging you did something wrong and that you are going to better yourself because of it. That's what the idealism of saying sorry to someone is. Like you acknowledge it and that you are going to better yourself for it. In which I don't think she thinks what that is that it feels like well, technically a lot of women I feel like think of sorry as like an excuse or a way of saying like, well, I'm sorry I did that, but then completely will do the same thing over again and expect us to say sorry again and like it like what you didn't learn from the first time about you being sorry about like that situation. It's like
Mhm.
I got off track.
No,
It's
you're
You're
all
I'm going
right.
on
good.
I'm
You're
going
all
on
right.
I'm
You're all
going on
right.
like tangents. It's like
Nope, you're all right.
uh where what was like mainly like yeah like her ghosting me and like saying like I don't know and like and then leading into like before all this happened her mother and everything she was like oh I have a surprise for you on Saturday and I'm like oh okay I was like very excited because I'm a person that I love surprises I love like for what it's worth I acknowledge this about myself too I would like I acknowledge my family loved me but like one of those things is like I never got gifts like I got gifts but like and it's one of those things that throughout my life, I never felt like people cared about me really. Like it's like I was just there.
Mm,
Like this happened in high school and like even during like I always felt like people saw me, but they only saw me when I was there in front of them. Otherwise, I was no one ever thought about me otherwise. Like this happened during like even though like during high school, like I was like a football player. I was part of the nerds. I hanged out with goths. Like I was a very friendly person to everybody.
mhm.
Like I was one of those guys that like I was a people pleaser. I've learned about like I'm a person that I've
We know that too
learned to be
well.
yeah like
Oh,
I'm a person that I seek enjoyment out of making others happy
Mhm.
even at the detriment of myself technically at that like where like
Welcome
I
to the
know
club.
yeah I know like I know that like I may not be happy but I'm okay enough putting on a face to make others happy.
Mhm.
I mean,
Feel
even that,
that.
even if it's not like really like a fake, like I can be happy in the moment, but then like afterward, I'll be sad that like I don't think those people will give that back to me. And like this is what
Haha.
I've seen throughout my life is that like I've seen like me give myself to others, but me wanting that from them, it's like
I told you,
a,
Naga.
a it's
Continue.
it's like a inscrutable ask like oh why would I
Mhm.
do this for you like what is it, because I did this for you why is that such an like that's why like even when me and her's really like I don't get like I've given her my commitment, my love, my sincerity, and like I don't think it's a
Mhm.
lot to ask for that back, or to
Mhm.
ask for the same commitment, and
Right.
like and would not be giving like the I don't know or like I'm in the middle where I care about you, I want this, but I also don't at the same time. Like that's not how that works. It's like
Mhm.
Reaper, can I
because
ask you a question?
yeah,
You already know my stance on your relationship, but
yeah, I know.
how long have you guys been together?
This time or like overall,
No,
like
this
that I've known
time.
her. Uh, since like the last big breakup, like again we've been on and off. There's the on and off thing, but like I think it'll be almost 2 years. It was almost going to three because we had I brought her to two of my family Christmases. So yeah, we've been 2 years now, like overall, and it's like so it's stuff like even like that where like I I feel like people don't like I appreciate it a lot. I think that is such a commitment base where like I brought her to my family's Christmases. I brought her to my brother's wedding. Like I like where I don't understand how you could say I don't know to somebody if you do these things with some like things where like I didn't really my family knows, but not a lot of people know that me and her almost had a child together. That I had a fuck up situation where like me and her almost did have a child, and she had to get an abortion, in which like that was tough both for me and her. But like even that I find as like something moment that like it may have been traumatic, but it means something to me. Like it means something that this was part of us. And it's like I don't even think of it as much as a negative, as well as like this was part of our progress or furthering what we've done with each other. That's like not with anybody else. Like I can't say I've almost had a child with anybody else. I've done a lot of things where there are my like first situations and like going back to even during high school, like she was the first sexual partner I actually ever had. Like this was like that's why like she means so much to me. It's one of those things that I can't understand not having that back. Where like I don't see how people don't see the value in those situations or like those like past experiences where like okay we had our bad situations that happen, but like I understand that, but I can also look at it and then be better from it. Like, yes, we had a fucked up situation during high school in which I didn't realize about, but it was very traumatic for her after I left, like, to go to college, in which it didn't really affect me, but it did for her as a female, in which we were hanging out with a bunch of other friends, like, under the stairs, in which she was sitting on my lap, and a bunch of, like, freshmen came by and saw us like that, and we told them to fuck off, and like because they were like looking down at us, and then they instantly set aside to start a rumor that these upper kids were having sex under the stairwell. So then her name got tossed into that, which again it didn't affect me, but I can understand with females that's going to be a very like hot topic thing to rag on another girl about, in which then she suffered afterward after me leaving because she still had another year of schooling after me. So like apparently she had to do that, and then it was like a lot of like trauma for her and having to like see a therapist and shit with it, and which I never knew about really like until later. But like it's hard for me to like because it was one of those things that like, that situation or like another like which we had during high school led to her family hating me, which then turned into what is now where my family knows about us, and that's why she did so much stuff with my family. But she's kept since we've been on and off even during this time that her family doesn't know about me or that she's dating me or like which I don't like I don't I guess because she's outgoing her family doesn't really at or like her family doesn't really care that she goes out and then like comes back late at night or like other situations where like she would use the excuse, oh, like she went out to have coffee with one of her friends, and then she would come after having coffee with that friend. She would come see me and stuff like that. In which I've told her, even my mom has told her like, that you need to stand up for your parents. But then she feared about selfish own reason of her stuff being taken away or being grounded or like other stuff happening to her by her family because of her deciding to like date me instead of sticking up for her of like, oh, this is because she does has this I don't know mentality where I don't think
Mhm.
she sees the commitment in it of like, why would I risk my own thing for you if
She's an
like
adult.
that's why she doesn't act like it a lot. Even my mom has said this almost to her face that you don't act like an adult a lot. She still has a party girl mentality where like she likes to go out with her friends and like oh we're gonna go into the city or we're gonna go have our these girl parties and shit like
And,
and
like, there's nothing quite wrong with that except for the fact, like, the attitude has to be only for those events. When it starts to go outside of, like, "Oh, I don't know what I wanna do with my life. I don't wanna make a decision," that's when it gets toxic because it's totally okay if you wanna hang out with your friends, even though I'm a firm believer, like, even if you're in a relationship with ship with someone, you are still a person outside of that relationship, and you should have meaningful relationships with other people, like your friends, your family.
Yeah,
But when it affects your relationship with your partner because you have this, like, indecisive attitude and, like, this, like, "Oh, like, partying or anything is above your relationships with people," that's when it's toxic.
that's what I've felt, and I've even explained it to her. Like I feel like I'm not as important as like her friends, in which
Mhm.
I've explained the way a relationship. Even my mom has even said this because I've learned a lot of my stuff through my mother of like how a relationship should be to her, my
Mhm.
dad, or her just explain like that when you're in a relationship, your partner is first, then your family, and then your friends. Like that's how a relationship should be. At least when you're this old, when you're younger, yes, your family would always be first. But like it's one of those things. As you get into adult, your partner is going, your like future husband or wife is going to be above your family. Because my mom has literally sat down and even told like, I'm not going to be here forever. The other person's going to be your household, your family. Like
Mhm.
that's they have to be more important. And like, and I get like I'll always like help my family and like that, but like it's one of those things that like, and even but that's even above friends where like I can understand like, oh, I need to do this for my mother, or like my mom's sick, I have to do this, I have to take her to the hospital. Like, I will
Mhm.
never fault her for that. I'm like, okay, that makes understanding. But when you're like, well, I didn't see you because my friend, these friends I made through my ex that I'm good friends with, I want to go hang out with them. And I'm like, but you could instead hang out with me instead of that. And I'm like, well, I haven't seen them in a while. I'm like, okay. But then like
Or at least
when you
invite you.
and I've asked that, but
Mhm.
she's like, oh, that would be awkward inviting you to meet these friends that were my ex's friends. And I'm like,
Who
I've always
cares?
asked like this take me with you, invite me to these things. But like, she always felt that she would be ostracized or be awkward or like it would get back to the probably
Okay.
that other guy or whatever and this other. But like that's what my opinion. She never said this. I'm not gonna.
Reaper,
But like this was my understanding of the way it looks.
I know you're terrified of being alone, and being alone is a fucking very terrifying thing, but you are in such
Yeah,
a fucking toxic mess that you do not deserve anything she is doing to you.
that's
Mm.
that's always my
I
biggest thing. I've like I've pleaded with her. Does it make? I wanted
you
her to be
can't
better.
you can't make
I,
anybody change, and she doesn't seem like she wants to. I've said this to you many of times. Also, she
I
needs to
know.
Mhm.
stop fucking demanding you to talk to her in my Discord. Keep that shit in DMs, bitch. Anyway,
I mean, that's when she did like before she did. She kept like asking, "Hey, hey," and I'm like, I just wasn't because I literally in that long ass paragraph before like I have on snap like I had her on snap and everything like the longest message at the like in one of the blocks at least says I'm not going to talk to you anymore unless you come and actually physically talk to me because that was my biggest like that she wants to talk over these texts and I feel like you're only doing that because you don't want to stand in front of me and see me crying and being upset and I know you can't handle that because then you'll break down and actually say, like I know that she'll promise me all these other things she's done before is that to try to make it better she'll promise me all these things but then I know in the heart I like even when in that message like I want you to come talk to me physically and like show I mean something to you by coming to see me like that's my thing of like you aren't showing your commitment you aren't showing that I matter to you by coming to see me to talk and like you want to have her over text because you don't have that and the ability of like not seeing the emotions behind it or like having that like you can understand my words that I'm upset but it's not like seeing someone upset there's a difference between that you can read and understand someone's upset but when you see someone upset that's a whole different ballpark because then you have the emotional impact behind it of seeing what your actions are doing it's
I don't like
instead
that she's blatantly disrespecting your request either. You leave her alone when she says she needs time away, and that's not cool. Anyway, I knew I wanted to marry Mike 6 months into our relationship. So the fact that it's been 2 years for you and her still being like, I don't know, that's stupid.
And, like, once again, Reaper, you probably know this because you've heard it 1,000 times on the podcast. I have been single my entire life, so this is just my little uninformed opinion if you are okay with hearing it.
Yeah.
Um, if I were to get into a relationship, and I'm a very indecisive person, I'm a people pleaser. I hate making decisions because I always worry what the other person's going to think. If I felt a certain way about somebody, like, I would not play games. I would work hard to work through any sort of indecisive issues I have because that other person doesn't deserve that.
I'm like, and she's even admitted like, oh, I don't deserve like the things that I'm like, what you said you're like. That's why I don't understand. Like, she said these things. She said that I don't deserve. Like, I deserve better. I'm all these other things. Then why aren't you doing it? That's my biggest issue. Of like, you admit your own faults, but you don't better yourself. Like, that's my most angriest things of like that she understands what she's doing. Like, I explain exactly what it is, almost how to get like I've even thought like how can you be better? Like what could you do to be better? And like it's a lot of times it feels like she agrees and then it feels like it goes through the window. Or like she listens and then she doesn't. Or like she says, oh I deserve better. I'm like, then why don't you be better? But she's well I can't. I'm like that's not me. And I'm like, that's bullshit. Because
That's
you
someone not wanting to put in the work.
yeah, like
Mhm.
well, her being like, I'm not a physical loving person. I don't like PDA or out in public, and I'm like, because I'm a very like, I don't give a fuck out in public. I mean, I get she's a school teacher and like there's a lot of that, but like, I'm a person like I'm out in public. I don't know these people. I'm not gonna but like, like you're probably gonna only see this person maybe like if you live in the same area like every other again, but like, what are they gonna care? Like, just because you see someone like interact with their significant other in like a somewhat sexual way or like funny way, you're gonna hold that. I've never seen someone kiss their person or grab their girlfriend's ass like whatever like in public and think badly about that person, or it'll be like, oh, they're in a relationship, it's whatever. They're their own people. No one. I don't see what people judging you or like, in which she's like, well, I don't like. I'm like, well, that's that. But like, but even like in her own like alone time, like you're not physically a thing. And I'm like, I would want you to be more. And I'm like, well, she's like, oh, I'm not that person. And I'm like, but you could be. That's the issue. Like, that's a mentality thing of like, you can be that because even with like who you are like her that she is now is way different than when I met her back in high school. She's a completely different person. Like when I met her in high school, she was a very shy church girl. Now with the stuff I've done with her, there's no church shy girl that she is now. Like that's not like when she thought about like sex is like for marriage and shit like that. That shit went straight out the window at like at certain point. But it's like one of those like, but you're still trying to hold these values of like, well, I don't like PDA. I'm like, well, it's and like I get that we have different aesthetics of what being loving to each other really means, but like you should realize that your partner needs. If your partner asks or says that they need something like this to feel like they're loved or that, I don't think it's a big ask to like even if it's not something you're used to or that you would like know like that like you kind of give it like cause you could see that they would want that they want you to show your emotions, your impact, your love, be it sexually or otherwise, or just being compassionate or showing like TikToks of like cuddling like you cuddling them and stuff. Like I love being like it's one of those things I love like when a girl will cuddle into me. Not like because cuddling somebody is okay, but it gets tiring. It's one of those things like cuddling someone's okay, like spooning and all that with is okay, but like having someone curl into you or a girl like, lay on your chest, or like on your chest is like something different. Like and like she was like, well, it's uncomfortable. Like, well, do you think spooning is comfortable for me? Like that's not, like I do it because you enjoy it. Like I would lay there and let my arm be numb while you lay on it. Like even though it would fucking hurt. Like you do that because you want the other person to be happy. That you see it makes them happy. But it's like there's such a distance where like I think she's too selfish in her own mentality that like it feels like she says she understands my feelings or what is to be like that, but like I feel like she's too selfish in her own mindset of well, this is what I want, or this is what I need, or this is what like this, and like that she completely ignores the other, like me, the other person, in which I have put on myself to like give up things for me for her. Like like Moggs has seen, if she came over, I would get off playing with her, Mike, and Dolphy to go spend
Mhm.
time with her. Because I understand there's times where you could do that. You could like have your partner lay on the bed and be funny and like. But there's also times where there's the time where they want your time, so it's like you would have to give that to them, even at the sacrifice of your friend. Like that's where the thing, your friend, your partner before your friends,
Excuse me.
in which
Bless you.
like, which I
Sorry.
don't feel like I get that. Where like, well, you can't just tell your parents you're gonna go see Fal, and then be just come see me instead. You have to actually go see Fal, spend time with her, and then come see me. Like it's like it feels such delusion that like it feels like you feel like you need like to do this with your friend. Like I get that they're your friends and you want to hang out with them, everything. But like there's also times where like I would want you just to see me, or spend time with me, instead of having to be like, well, I have to do this and then I have to come see you. And I'm like, that's not that doesn't feel okay to me. That isn't like I feel like a side thing or like a side thought. But even like with like this, where she's like, oh, I'm trying to figure out who like what I want to do in life, and like I want to like get all like she's still taking like her test to be a full on teacher, like to get her like um license or whatever. Cause teachers
Yeah.
need like a license, whatever. So she has to pass all those tests to like, get it. So she's been doing that ever since she's got out of college, and like I support her whenever she does her test. Like I've always been like, oh, I support her, and I would even like stay up right before she, like even at the test for me, like I would stay up like after I get home from work and I'm very tired, I would stay up till she goes into her test to give her motivation to do it. And it's like even that, like that to me, like showed like that's not me showing my community, like community, like I wanted to be there for you. Like I'm putting myself out there for you, which I just don't feel that she's done that for me. Like I don't feel she puts herself out for me. And that's like I've explained. Like I want you to be more toward me. Like that, and it's so frustrating where I'm like I'm clearly stating what I would want from you, but then you're objectively not doing it, or just flat out like being like ignoring it and being like, well, I don't know. Like, and I'm like, that's it. It feels so shitty to be
Mhm.
like that. I want to be with her. I want to have a life with her. I want, because the times when things are good, they're really good. I'm the happiest I can be. But when they're not, I feel so fucking depressed. And like it just, and then she knows this, and like, and whenever it's like she knows I'm depressed, but like it's one of those things when you know your partner's depressed and you don't do anything, and it's like you say like sorry and that's it, and you're like expecting just to be better from that. I'm like, that's not how feelings work. It's just being like,
Reaper, but the bad outweighs the good in this situation.
yeah,
You need to open your eyes to that.
I know. It was always just the fear that like I've had relationships throughout my life and like most of them bad. Like
Yeah,
I
because you're
had,
choosing the wrong fucking people.
yeah, I know. I've had like the girl, like that girl, like I went to Philadelphia for. Like I had, um, really girls I've had. Like I did a lot of like mental girls too. This was also really bad. Like I did like girl from mental like I think like two girls from a mental program like
Yeah,
during like
you're
schooling.
choosing the wrong people. You
And like
can't fix people.
yeah, it
Stop
was like
choosing projects.
I don't know, like there was.
True.
I mean, there's just I just get myself in this situation where like I feel like I find somebody that I'm interested in, and then it gets fucked up. Like even during like college, where like I accidentally winded up into a relationship where a girl did like me, but like it happened so suck and stupid. Like during college, I we went to like was it like a magic show or something? Like there was like one of those in like first year like group building things where they had like a magic show or like a guy that would answer questions. Like it was like where he asked for questions from the thing, and he would like put in a hat and draw it out at random, and just so happened to be at random that he picked my question out of everybody. It was one of those life moments where it's like, why me? Because I stupidly, because I had during like I had went to school early through like a program, and there was like this black girl that I actually quite liked, but like I could feel like that she really didn't like me, and like I stupidly wrote on a thing like, how would you get someone that you like to notice you if they don't seem interested in somewhere. I forgot what the exact question was, but like, but I got outed as the person because I had to stand up because that was the question, and like he gave me like a simple answer, but like for what it worth, like the girl I wrote the question about was not the girl that came up to me afterward, like asking if that question was about her.
Oh Lord.
and and I was one of those people that I'm a people pleaser, and like I'm a very lonely person too. Like, so someone, it actually means a lot to me for someone to actually come up to me and be like, "Was that about me?" And like them showing like genuine interest in like I was that was like a very surprising like thing for me, and I'm like and that made me really like almost I didn't barely even knew this person to like maybe like have feelings for this person because like I find that very like romantic in its own right with a female coming up to a man and saying that they like them first. It's like very romantic to me, and which it then led to having a relationship with this girl that like it was okay. I mean, it was like very awkward because I was just in the college. I was still finding out about my like self, and she was an older girl too. She was like a year or two older than me.
Oh my god,
So I
shut up,
think
cat.
so. Like I forget, like I think she was just older than I forget how much she was older she was, but like it was like during that time like we're trying to like figure things out because it was just like a very new relationship and whatever, and like it was just like starting of school and like figuring all that stuff out. But there's also a time where like I was the horny college student that came from high school of watching too much anime and the hub, so I had very like sadistic injuries where like I had the idea of bondage too. Like I had looked up stuff during high school. So and which I randomly threw out this topic to her, and I don't know if she actually did or she was just going along with it, but that she said she also had an interest in it. So I let it into one of the like during college having one of the like, and then went to us like having romantic things, and then like one night having a thing where oh here let's try doing another thing which I use socks and like like tire like her
Reaper.
hands and feet
Reaper.
and shit. I'm like no, I'm not like, like this is very like there was actually no like intercourse or anything like there was only like oral technically
Oh my
like
god,
that.
Reaper.
But like it turned. But what happened is like I think she got uncomfortable with it, and it then turned into her running away, and then claiming sexual assault against me, and me having to go through then legal case, and then having to go to therapy, and then having to go like so much thing that then ruined my college things, and then also made me more jaded toward females and relationship. Like when I say I've had this was a very good caveat of explaining how I've had terrible relationships that I feel like I've tried to like I know I've realized I've like fucked up in some situations, but also life fucking with me. It seems like of
You seriously, you need to be alone for a little bit and figure out what exactly you want. And you need to
what
learn to care about yourself.
I don't know. It's just hard. It's hard for me to like actually even do that. Like
Autumn,
because I don't know like what I want because
wake up.
again I had my degree. I tried thinking what I could do with my degree and like I don't know exactly what I could do and I've gotten so complacent in my life. But I know I can't live the way I am now because I'm not going to be able to support myself after eventually like I know I'm going to move or do something to live on my own and that's I know I'm not going to be able to support myself. So I know I need to find
You can figure it out.
some, something, but I can't figure out what to do. Like to focus on, what to like do that, and then like
Lists.
this, and then
Lists
yeah,
help.
I see you,
That's
I see
true.
you, because
That's true.
what happens like I then is why I got so like fixated on her is that she became my purpose. Like like I was like, okay, my life's shitty right now. I'm trying to figure out what to do with my like career and stuff. But like emotionally, I felt at peace. Like, oh, I had her at least. I have this solid rock that like I want to be with her. I want to marry her. It's like that part of my life is solid. I won't have to worry about that. So then like, and then like I just that's why like, after doing all this and like being so like we're like I'm having to be alone and we're like I feel like it's almost too much. Like then I have to worry about like being alone. I hate being alone. Like I've learned this all the times I'm having to be alone because I had to move off campus during that college thing. That I learned I hate silence. I'm a person that I actually can't handle like silence all that well. Like I need noise. Like be it like mostly people. Like that's why like when I sleep at night, like I have YouTube videos on. Like I need people talking to like help me sleep to like because too much silence like lets my mind wander. I have too much dark thoughts, so it's like it because
Glitching.
I've noticed that not thinking is better than thinking, and I try my best not to think. To is my I try to distract myself, which is also very bad because I've learned it's a very big bad coping for depression is trying not to think or diverge your attention to something else is like a way of avoiding like it's like I just recently saw TikTok about it, which is very bad. I don't like taking TikTok advice, but it's like avoidance depression or like something like that, like where like it's one of the symptoms where you try to find something to appease your mind to get away from your like problems or thoughts. So it's like I get that because I use video games for that, where like I play like I've been playing Helldivers and I would play Helldivers until I'm tired, and I go to bed, and I go to work, and I come home, and I play Helldivers. It's like just to take my not have to think, or like when I'm working, I don't have to think. I turn off my brain when I work because all it is reading numbers on packages and putting it in a thing. It doesn't take a lot of brain process to do it. But then like when I have emotional unstableness, like with her, that makes work terrible because then my mind is going while I'm working and like being upset, my thoughts about her or like how she feels or trying to figure out because I'm a fixer. I'm a person that actually likes to I like to give solutions, and which is hard when you give solutions to somebody and they don't want to accept or even try your solution or like I don't know. It's like I just don't know what to do because even like I would want to work out things with her, but like I don't. I just deep down it's hard for me to even like really comes like that even if she's like oh I'll fix everything now. I'm like are you? Because it's one of those things like it's hard because I've done that before. Like literally, Mogs has seen me. I've done that before. We have a fight. And she says she'll do these things, and I believe in her. And then it just goes into this again, and it's like even she said like, "Well, we're together, but at the wrong time." And I'm like, "But I don't believe in that. I don't believe if like we break up now, we're just gonna meet later in life. I'm not going to be jaded from this time. Like I'm gonna still have feelings for you, but it's not going to be okay to me that like you weren't okay with me that at that time that now all of a sudden just because you're older and you have more of your life together that all of a sudden like oh now you actually have feelings like no that's not how feelings work besides of like, your situation at least I feel like even if you're like even if you're the worst situation you still just hold on to your feelings like I don't know I could be poor on the streets I would still hold the same feelings for her. It wouldn't like just, my economic situation doesn't change my feelings for somebody. That's not how. Or like just because I don't know what to do in my life right now doesn't change. That's what the big issue is. Like I don't. My feelings don't change because like I don't know what to do in my life. But yet for her, because she doesn't know what she's doing with her life or where she's gonna go, what she's gonna do, that she doesn't feel okay having this like these feelings toward me. Almost about like that. That's not how that feeling that I don't know. It's idealism of how you look at something and like I just want to like because I just been dealing with a lot of that, and it's like being alone in my own head for the past like 2 weeks, and like trying to think of like getting to this breaking point of like, well, I just don't want like I wanted to her to prove to me that I was meant something, and like for her to show up, and I keep. It's kind of sad. Is I keep hoping. I keep hoping for her to show up,
She's
and
not
it's
gonna
like
show up, Reaper.
I, I know she's going to want me to talk to her first, and that's one of the biggest issues I have is that I feel like I have to be the movement. I have to be the movement. I have to start things. Like I have to be the person that starts like being romantic with her, or like, I have to be the one to come out to her, or like instead of her coming to me. Like that's like my. It's just with this issue where like I feel like this is your fault. This is you are doing this, and yet you are almost refusing to take responsibility and come to me and admitting that it was your fault or being like this, and like her being like, well, I'm just done with the fighting, and I'm like, I'm not fighting. How is me expressing me being upset fighting? It's like she's like her big arm is like, I'm just done fighting. I'm like yes, we've had our fights, but a lot of our fights are because of her. It's and she's like, well, I'm just a bad girlfriend. Then I'm like, yeah, because you refuse to accept your faults or be better. And it's my most infuriating thing of like, I don't want. I've literally told her I don't want fights. I just want to be happy and be loved. And like that's literally all I've wanted. I want her to. I just wanted her to stop doing these terrible things that are clearly obvious to me, but it feels like she ignores it or like thinks that it's not an issue because she doesn't think it's an issue. And it's like one of those things that just because you don't think something's an issue doesn't mean it's not an issue to other people. Like there's common sense, and then there's like I can understand some situations where like you do this, and I'm like I may think it's wrong, but I can see common sense saying, ah, it's not really that big of a deal. But stuff like talking to your exes, or like choosing your friends over your things, or doing like these other weird situations where like it just feels like you're doing something that like a girlfriend shouldn't be doing, or someone that says that they love you is not what it is. Like it's like it confounds me that like it's like you're saying the words, but you're not understanding what those words mean or feeling what they mean,
You need to
and
sit
that's
down and have a serious talk with yourself.
that's the and like I just feel like she ignores that. Where like, well, she thinks she's fine. You just like, oh, I'm just overreacting. Like I'll get over it, or like it's one of those because I feel like I've done that too much. Where like I've just let shit go, or I've like she's told me things and I believed it, and like because I want to believe it. I want to believe that she means things she says, or that she does love me, and that I do mean this to her, and like, but like it's been so long. Like it's been over like since I met her. It's been like almost 13 years that I've known like her, like you, and even back then, I had feelings for you. Even you got had this whole like I moved on bullshit, in which I hard for me like I don't know. Maybe you can. I don't have that in me. I don't see that like, and it's feel like she treats our relationship like it can be turned off and on. That's my biggest issue. Is like I've explained this to her. Like I feel like you act like our relationship can be turned off and on by your willingness of like, oh, I just feel this way, so it's this way. Instead of being like, no, that's not how a relationship is always on. It's never. I get to choose when it's on or off depending on my situation. And it's like most frustrating thing, like where like I feel like I yell at a wall, like I'm making sense. I'm providing so much evidence and like feeling and compassion and like why are you not understanding this? And it's like my most infuriating thing of like I feel like so hard that like I feel like I'm saying everything right. My feelings are right, but then I feel wrong because you're not understanding and you're not doing. And I'm like, what? Why aren't you doing? Like, if someone told me these things, I would be doing the things that they tell me because it makes sense. I would be changing myself. I would be being better. I would be doing like
Not
I did.
everybody thinks the same way, though. She clearly thinks she's not in the wrong here. I know it's frustrating, but that's just how it is. You can't force somebody to change their opinions and their views on everything.
I know. I get that. I look at Twitter.
Alright. We are an hour and 14 minutes in.
I took up half the rant.
Is it okay if we move on to Autumn?
Yeah, because that was about
Autumn!
it. the other thing happened today was like I went to a job fair today, but it didn't pan out because there was nothing there for my degree. And the only thing I could really get is being like a laborer, which is
Boo.
I would cut grass.
You should
At a,
try to take a cert online like I did.
I saw a thing to learn like back end like development stuff. That's like it's called like boot.dev. That's like a way of learning back end code, but it's like through like the guise of like in a video game esque like mentality instead of like
Yeah.
schooling. Like I saw that, and I'm like, that's very interesting. That might actually help me learn like coding and it's all right. In which I don't know if that'll like I could probably at least put that on a resume. Like I know like
People are always looking for back end because there's too much front end.
hmm. Like my brother's finding like because he went for gaming and stuff, but he's like he's a I think he does coding, but like even I'm saying that he's having trouble finding any like stuff. At least for here in New York, it doesn't seem like there's like opportunities for it,
That's
which is
fair.
weird.
Mm.
Uh,
All right, Adam.
Hold on,
Um,
top my story, Autumn. There you go.
there I don't think I have anything this week. It's just a lot of work shit.
I'm
Um,
ready for it.
Monday was Dumpling's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
How is he?
Um, he's doing good. He's doing good. Um,
Did he finally get a
I
job? 'Cause he said he left your job, didn't he?
he does half and half now. Up until probably next month or the month after, then he's probably gonna ditch us again.
Hmm.
Boo.
Yeah, boo. Um, Dumpling, if you actually listen to these, which I don't think you do, and I don't take any offense to it, any prerogative, I do love you, but
Oh, oh.
okay, so I was opening shift, which is like 7 to 3. So the opening, it's kind of like our old workplace tradition is that whoever is the opener for a person's birthday decorates the register that they're gonna be on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
that was
that's
my
cool.
job for Dumpling.
That's very cool.
And I had mom get me party supplies the night before. Um, I bought him a cookie pizza from the bakery. I decorated his register all up and
I would have put
like
dumplings on his register.
I took a picture. It was a whole thing. It was like a decent day, whatever. Towards the end of the day, he posts on Instagram, which he only posts like once every like 3 years. Like that boy does not post photos. But he had asked for the photo of him with his register, so I sent it to him. And this is what made me feel like a bad person. And I don't want to get super like in depth about it because it's stuff I've reiterated before. But I guess I'm just a little frustrated with putting so much effort into others and like it not it's like not even that it's not seen as a big deal because I don't want people to like praise the ground I walk upon. Like I'm not Jesus or Buddha or Allah. I'm not a freaking god. None of that. Like it's just it would be nice to have some recognition for the things I do.
It would be nice, right?
Yeah. And like he like thanked me for the photo on the Instagram caption, but didn't thank me for, buying him the cookie or, decorating his register. Cause like, yes, it's the work, like old routine thing, but I made sure to go out of my way to make sure it was really nice. Like, I made sure that like there was balloons that I blew up myself, mind you. My own oxygen.
My own breaths.
Breathe
Exactly.
it in.
Um, and not that it matters, cause like, once again, but, like, it was kind of a, like, rough week money-wise, and I made sure that he still got, like, a cookie because I had gotten one earlier the week before and I had left before giving him a piece, so I felt bad about it. So I made sure to buy him one to make up for the fact that he didn't get a slice of mine. They're like 12.99. They're expensive.
But yeah,
Anyways,
no,
so
they are very expensive.
These cookies,
so
what the fuck?
it was just like a little discouraging. Like, and then I got into this whole spiral of like, am I a bad person for wanting recognition? Like, I am not asking for like, oh my God, like like just like a simple thank you. Like, I
I
don't
would listen. Thank you. Like, if I knew you did, like, if I came in, I'd be like, oh, but who did this? And be like, Autumn. I'm like, oh, thank you, Autumn. And I'll be a person
yeah.
that would actually give you a hug.
It's like
I
he
was
just
like, oh,
expected it.
I mean,
And like,
that's kind of hard because I think people do because it's like their birthday, so it's one of those
I
things
don't
like some
fucking care. That's
people are kind of
stupid.
like I know it's like it's hard because it's like how everyone like you kind of expect a cake on your birthday or like some people. So I've met people that like oh my like it's going to be my birthday soon. So and like if your friends have thrown you a party every year or whatever, you'd be like I'm expecting a party because they've done it every year. So it's like one of those things that like yeah, it'd be nice for you to thank them again the same year, but it's like if you know about it and it's like a routine, it kind of like devolves. It's I feel like people's emotions devolve when they get into a routine of like, well, it's expected, and it's kind of like they may not. I don't think Dumpling would like mean it by being like negative or not being appreciative
yeah,
of
I
it.
don't,
It's just that he just
it's,
didn't probably didn't think about it. Because I mean,
it's
as a guy's
nothing
brain, it's probably not.
personal. It's just also I know that, like, he has told me many times that, like, throughout his life, they haven't celebrated his birthday. It's not the norm for him to have people actually, like, celebrate his birthday. Up here where I'm at, for some reason, people just act like birthdays don't exist. Like, it's just another day. Where I'm from, that's not how it works.
Nope.
Like, I'm from a family that every single year, regardless of I was turning some random ass age or not, I at least got to pick what we were gonna watch for like, with dinner, like, what movie we're gonna watch while we ate dinner. I
I
got to
got
have what dinner I wanted. I
I got the
got to
wrong
have
cake every year.
cake.
That was my thing. I got my my mom or my grandma would always mistake what cake I like and get the wrong cake. It's my tradition. Oh, like oh you like chocolate, so you must like chocolate cake. Like no, I like vanilla
Right?
cake.
No. That's
Just
there's
because I
2
like
different
chocolate
things.
doesn't mean like I like chocolate cake.
Right. But, so I don't know. It is what it is. Like, I'm mostly over it. But that was Monday.
I'm proud of you, Autumn, for doing that.
Yeah,
Well,
you could
thank
have
you.
not done it.
I mean, yeah,
Or
I
put a
could've.
lot of effort into it. Like
I tried.
it's very considerate. Like
I try.
I'll say thank you on Dumpling's
Well,
behalf
thank
as
you, Reaper.
I would
Tuesday
appreciate
was
it.
rough physically. So we're undergoing renovations at work. I've stated before. They decided that it would be a great time to epoxy not only the entire deli floor, but
Oh,
also the bottle room again during working hours.
Oh
slip and slide.
god.
And the fumes legitimately made me so sick that I wanted to go home, but we are so skeleton crew staffed right now, they couldn't afford to let me go home because they would just have a giant
Understandable.
gap
Yeah.
and not have anyone to cover it. So I basically just had to be sent outside to get fresh air so I didn't die. Um, and
Kind of
then
toxic.
luckily mom had the day off so I could go and like hang out with her on my lunch. So I also didn't die. And I do think without those 2 breaks outside of the building, I probably would have gotten so sick that I would have had to go home, like, they wouldn't have had a choice.
Yeah.
That's very
That's fucking
surprising they did
bullshit.
that. That would be liable for like a health violation or a health suit if you got physically sick
Oh,
during that.
yeah.
Because that's actually literally dangerous to do that because you're providing someone into chemical. That's almost like a
Mhm.
chemical like health violation.
Oh, yeah, well, small towns, gotta love it. Um,
I mean, who are you gonna complain to? The local sheriff? They're like,
exactly,
so
exactly. Let's see, what was Wednesday? Um, let's see, give me a second here.
I was looking at Muggs's face, Muggs's faces.
Wednesday.
Oh, am I making
Okay.
faces?
Yeah, you were
Wednesday.
making like a winky, like
My
tongue out
bad.
face. You just had a
Wednesday.
blush.
Wednesday was bad. No, like really bad. Okay, so I have been generally on anywhere from like a 7 to 3 or an 8 to 4 or a 9 to 5 with an occasional 10 to 6. Like that's been like the 10 to 6 has been very rare for me. I'm like a day person. I frankly, not to like sound conceited, but I'm trying to be better about like not talking down about myself. I'm pretty damn good at my job.
Yeah, you are.
I'm a people person, and up here that is not very common. So I'm kind of not to be I'm a breath of fresh air for a lot of these people. Like I actually kind of give a shit about whether or not people are having a good experience. Up until they're rude to me, then that's another story, but that's beside the point. I get my schedule and it's almost exclusively but one day 11 to 6s. 11 to 6.
It's your whole fucking day.
Whole day. Also, now I have to rely on getting home and getting to work on the bus more often. And I go and talk to my manager about it. And they're like, yeah, like, sorry, but this is like what your schedule's going to look like for a while. If she didn't say if not forever, but she kind of made the
She
assumption there.
implied it.
And
Heavy
basically
appliance.
told me straight to my face that it's punishment for being so good at my job. Because now there's too many good, strong people in my position on the day shift, and other people are apparently more important than me when it comes to those morning shifts. And other people's family problems are more important than mine and my family issues and my transportation issues and concerns. Mind you, she scheduled me on a Saturday for 11 to 6. Guess when the bus stops running on Saturdays?
6.
5.
Oh, great. How the fuck are you gonna get home?
Oh, well, that's the real humdinger because either I go one of two routes. This week I'm covered. Mom and Cody are off. I'm covered this week. If she does it again, um I either schedule the bus and say, "I'm sorry, the only time they can pick me up is literally probably like 4:45,"
Sorry, not sorry.
or I have no way to get home. I have to literally stay for 6 hours until close when my family gets off work.
No.
Right. As far as the workplace, wait, it's a bus, so it'd be pretty far.
It's in the
For
next
some
county
reason, our
anyway.
buses don't run past 5 on Saturdays and don't run at all on Sundays. Have not figured out why. I don't feel like I hate talking to them. That's why I use the app. Anyways,
There's an app for your
um,
bus.
Yeah.
yes, there is a bus app, yes. Um, but yeah, so I'm
It's
being
like bus or bus.
punished for being a good worker. And mind you, all of these people that are supposedly the ones that are being worked around have less seniority than I do.
Hmm.
I have going on 5 years in August in this company.
That makes
I
me
feel I
so
feel like I
mad.
feel like this punishment for being good at your job is like you're being punished, but not for being a good worker. That's like what it sounds like.
It's really frustrating, and honestly, like, I was already in a bad mood when I got there that day. I just started crying. And it's like, it's not fair to me, especially when it's the people it's trouble who's being accommodated to.
Which is
Hmm.
bullshit.
And I'm like, I just I don't understand it because like my mother was a manager for 10 years almost, a full 10 years almost
Mm.
in retail. She had employees with the gambit of anything you could think of, health issues, health schedules, kids, travel, anything you can think of that can be a menace to a scheduling, she had. And she always managed to be fair and just.
As you should be.
And like,
Yeah.
here's the thing, if it was like like, let's say 2 weeks, a month, I had to have this schedule. I'd be like, you know what? If it helps you out, That's fine. Two weeks a month, I have to have this shit schedule. Fine, as long as I get those early shifts 2 weeks out. But no, this is what it's gonna look like for like what my entire summer. Absolutely not. I will start taking 3-day weekends. Don't play. I will start taking. I'll take 4 days.
I mean, that's kind of like how it goes around, like my thing with peak season, where like instead of going at like 4 a.m. to 12 a.m. the exact nine. So it's like instead of 4 to 9, it goes to 12 to 9 or 12 to
Mm,
like whenever we finish. Which like I
mhm,
mean, at least with that, like that's during that season of Christmas and all that other like with it makes sense where it's like that's an influx of people buying shit. So it's like you like think about it and accommodate for it. But like yeah, the way it's sounding is it sounds like somewhat like in your managerial position is like I'm giving favoritism to people that I like.
mm.
It's like or
And
like that are in their group, like or that they've like. I mean, a lot of people do use that as like they take like a system of power to like do stuff like that because you don't really have anyone backing you. Like they can't do that with us. Like we have a
mhm,
straight seniority thing
yeah,
because we have our union because like
right.
union runs through seniority. Like that's
Mhm,
why literally like if you like feel like you're being sent home before someone like if they come up to me like, oh, we're sending you home, you're like, okay, but is there anyone else beside me that's lower than me that you're not sending home? Because I've literally seen them because like I've seen people on the lower than me that just got there like still working. I'm like, but they're lower than me. Why are you sending me? Just because you guys give me an assignment that I completed faster and that I'm standing here and have no work. That's not my fault. That's not my
mhm,
like I'm doing a good job just because like I know you don't want to pay me to stand here, but like I'm doing a good job. That's not like
mhm,
reason enough to send me home. In which they
right.
like they usually say, well we can do
Sorry.
we do that, but we just need to send you
You're
somewhere else
good.
to go help somebody else. I mean, like some of the days I'm like, okay, then do that. And other days I'm like, okay, I'll just go home because like if it's like one or twice, like I'm like, okay, I'll just go home because like I'll take the somewhat early day because it's only like 30 to an hour, which is
Mhm,
a lot in its own right, but like I'm like, all right, whatever. It's like I'll take a once in a while, but yeah, they're not really accommodating for your situation. Just since like they you told them you don't have a car, like it's
Yeah,
not like
like
you have
they
like
know her fucking ride situation.
you don't have a bike or like a motorcycle, more like any type of motorized thing
I
to like
literally have
help
nothing
you.
motorized. I have nothing.
Yeah.
And, like, I was hired up front. Frankly, I was hired into the company in the first place knowing my driving situation, knowing my transportation, and, like, my transportation has also dropped a lot because my grandfather originally took me to work a lot of mornings. He has now given up driving.
Mm-hmm.
He
Mhm.
literally gave up his car. Like, he does not have a vehicle. Like, so I'm literally dependent on either my mother or my brother to get or the bus to get home. And it's like the bus is notorious for being real freaking wonky in the first place, especially for some reason at the evenings. Morning shifts, they'll make sure you're 2 hours early. They also want you to leave 2 hours early from your shift, but that's beside the point. So it's just really, really frustrating, and it feels like I'm being punished for being good at my job. And all I can say is when they start getting complaints when all the tourists are here because the morning shift people are extremely rude, I don't want to hear it.
Oh yeah, I mean that's not like that's one of those things that where you not my job. It's one of those things that,
Like
like
I don't want
it's
to hear it.
it's that's I mean that's what happens like to me over 5 years where I'm like I've been yelled at for 5 years straight. You yelling at me now is like it's like it's one of those like silent quitting. What is that called? Where like
Something like
I'm just
Spike.
that, yeah.
I'm just doing the job. I don't really care otherwise. Like that's what I've gotten to. I'm like I'm just doing my job and I'm leaving. I'm not getting paid. Like maybe my first 2 years like I went above and beyond to like make sure I'm solidated for working here, but like you at this point know like you can't get rid of me. Like
Yeah.
that's one of those things like I know this, and even though like it sucks for me, like and it's a hard job and whatever, and even they may yell at me or like this is the last chance or whatever, or like we're gonna file a complaint or whatever. Like I know you're not gonna get rid of me because you can't put someone in my place. You would need to
Yeah.
find like because like they give me the hardest assignment because I get it done. So like I know if they put someone else, it's gonna fucking bomb, and then they're gonna have the drivers complain. because I've literally had my driver be moved to someone else, and then he complains to his boss to get moved back to me because he likes how I load his truck, because he hates how other drivers load trucks because they don't listen to him. Which he's like, I like it loaded this way, and I'm like, okay. It's like I leave it out, and I'm like, I do it the way he wants, and like, he's really appreciative of it. So I'm like I it's one of those things that people are like, what do you like? Why do you act like that? I'm like, because I know. It's like that's why I can like tell the supervisors to fuck off, because I'm like,
Mhm.
you may be above me in position, but like you are still a lot of these guys like haven't been there as long as I have. These damn super like because I've seen so many supervisors and head supervisors go, like that job position has changed so much in these 5 years that I've been there. Like there's probably like 1 to 2 people that I know that are there from when I started. That because like it's been switched hands so much because no one likes being a supervisor because like I I got told it like, oh, you could apply for a supervisor position after being for a while. And when I asked the boss about it, he's like, don't do it, don't do it, because it's like you're gonna be miserable. Because like you literally say, oh, you literally get paid to get yelled at. That's all you get really. You get paid to get yelled at, and you get like you try to do stuff, but like there's stuff that is out of your control. Like they want like 0 ad cuts. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like this piece count is 1,200. You want 0. That statistically, there's enough human error to equate for like a few packages being in different cars or your machine fucking up and having the wrong label on the wrong package. There's enough human error in that, in which I've had thing of 2 packages being of like me being like listed, and then them wanting to write me a citation for it. I'm like, oh, what? Like, it's like you. If I had like Dewan having like 30, okay, you can yell at Dewan for that, but you can't yell at me.
Be back.
Like, sorry, I'm like, God damn it. Sorry, Autumn.
It's all right.
I'm a bad guest.
You're fine.
Okay, so that was your Wednesday. Your weekly schedules are fucking fucked now.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Um, Thursday I went to the dentist because I've been having some tooth aching on a tooth that broke off like 2 weeks after I got my teeth extracted back in November, and they decided to do the whole shebang with new insurance year. So they did the X-rays, they did the exam, and they set me up for a cleaning and a 2 fillings and a crown appraisal, basically. Apparently, oh, here's the real humdinger.
Mhm.
Apparently, I didn't get a crown removed in those 3 teeth.
What?
No, 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 no. Apparently, one of those 3 teeth was not the one that had the crown, unless this dentist is a quack, and I don't think she is because, like, mom loves her. She's mom's dentist. Um, I didn't know that I had 2 crowns next to each other, which I don't think I did, so now I'm questioning everything because she's like, "Oh, yeah, let's get that crown fixed because it's old and we don't want it to, like, disintegrate." And I'm thinking,
A
"I got the
crown?
crown I got the crown removed. I'm supposed to have some healing in that jawbone. That bone is supposed to be healing right now." I didn't say this to her because I was frankly already, like, gonna be almost an hour late to work because I had to make this right before work. Um, I also forgot to tell you I worked late. I worked an hour over on Wednesday because I'm an idiot.
You're too
But
nice.
yeah, that's part of my problem.
Mhm.
I've been told literally 50 times this week that that's my problem. Um,
Do your time and leave. Like, just do your time and leave. Don't.
but like I'm happy that for the most part, literally, she said, other than like I have gingivitis. I've known that since I was like 19 or some shit like that. I just have shit gum health and teeth health for that matter. It looks like the only thing that needs done is those 2 cavities and um the crown repairal that I don't understand. Um But other than that, everything else looks pretty good. And I'm like, well, that's the best news I've had in forever when it comes to my teeth.
So thank
Um,
you.
so thank you. So Monday, I actually have my cleaning. And then right now it's scheduled for the 4th of April, but I might swap it out for a little later or to try to like read talk about it because I can't afford a crown right now. I literally cannot afford it. I'm still paying off my surgery from back in November.
Yeah.
Technically, I'm not even paying it. My mother is paying it for me, but still, it is not paid off yet. Um, so like if it can wait a while, that would be great. Um, I really just need the teeth filled before it's a root canal. So I can just go along my merry way. Um, but like not terrible news other than I might need a prescription toothpaste, which is like I can only imagine how much that's going to cost.
Oh god,
Um,
yeah.
like a prescription fluoride toothpaste. That's how bad my teeth need help. It's like I
I
have to.
brush my teeth with that.
Well, hey.
I
Yep.
don't brush my well, okay, so I brush my teeth and then I use that.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
so um but like not the worst news I've ever gotten about my mouth, so that's a plus. Yay. Um and then yesterday was just my last early shift for who knows how long. It was another 7 to 3. Um and we have suggested sale items for every month or week or whatever.
Mhm.
And you know what? I was like, last day shift, I'm just gonna bust my ass and just, whatever. And I got the most suggested sales that day. And I also got 3 people signed up for a rewards card.
Hey yo.
And I got a $20 gift card
Hey
from
yo.
my boss because of excellent customer service because somebody talked and turned in a survey saying she gave great customer service.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
someone actually did one of those surveys. What the?
Like,
Oh,
she was an older lady. She
oh,
was an
okay.
older lady. She didn't have a yes card. That's what my company's card is. Whatever. Um, she didn't have one. I helped her sign up for one. I helped her use it and figure out how to use it. And I also talked her through like the process of basically like getting the app to use digital coupons with
Mhm.
our company. And, like, I gave her we have these little slips that nobody uses, which they're freaking stupid because, like, whatever. That basically says, like, if you're happy with the service you got today, like, call this number or go to this web address. And she did. Because guess what? When you don't treat people like they're an annoyance or a burden, they generally will say nice things about you.
That's a crazy concept. What?
Yeah, a lot of people don't even fill out
And,
the survey. They're like, "Would you like to fill out this survey?" And most people were like, "No." They're like, I
but
can't be
yeah.
bothered."
So I got $20 from my company for excellent customer service, and all I have to say is I hope you liked getting that customer service for one last day.
Literally, because you're
Yeah.
not getting it again.
I honestly really hope that some of my regulars who only work or only come in early mornings say something about me not being there. I really do because I have a couple
I
regulars who
probably
don't
will.
come in late and look for me because I'm nice to them and I don't treat them like shit.
Probably
Anyways,
like
that
it.
was yesterday, and I baked until, like, 1 in the morning, and that leads to today.
You bake?
It's only been a long week. Wow, it's been a long week.
Would you
Wow.
bake?
Today was the baking competition at the library up in Traverse. And me and my mom entered. I made butter cake bars. Mom made peanut butter chocolate oat bars, no bakes. Not
Nope.
like the no bakes that you think of, like, where you mix
Yeah.
it all together. No, 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 these are separate layers, so it's, like, oatmeal, butter, sugar mixed, like caramel, if you will, basically caramel with oats on the bottom, then a fudge peanut butter layer, and then another layer of the oats caramel mixture.
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm trying. Oh, I was just like, what the hell is this baked on? I'm like, okay, it's like a kick bars or like the
Kind
layer.
of,
Those
but
like the
it's, like,
layers.
in a bar form, but it's really
Yeah.
good. Um, and we let's see, we left the house at, like, 9:30 because we had to go all the way to Traverse, which blah, blah, blah. Anyways, we get there, we're the first people there. Um, there was 8 contestants total. Um, honestly, I tasted almost everybody's before the final, like, rating, judging, and everything. Everybody's was amazing. I was the only one who made something that didn't have chocolate in it. And I was like, "Oh,
You,
no.
because people will be
Oh,
like,
no."
oh, too much chocolate. Oh, something different.
Yeah, and it was really fun. I like not just rotting at home all the time, honestly. Um, and I love this library. This is literally I love this library so much. Um, it I mean, let's be real. Our local library is like not the most impressive. It's
No.
nice, but it's nice. It's very nice for like, you know,
What
what
it
it is.
is.
But like this library is like huge and beautiful and it's 2 stories and it's it's just amazing and I love it. And like it's not even my local library is the thing. Like I can't say it's my local library cuz it's in the county over, but um I love it so much and I'm thinking of doing the chili cook-off in October.
Ooh, you should.
And I am also doing the readathon for it's supposed to bring mind you, I don't know how it really brings to light the literacy issue, but it's trying to bring the literacy issue in Michigan. Yes. Ooh, we've said how many times where we live. Anyways.
I mean,
Um,
you describing all these events like, oh, this is really. Like you always say you're in a small town, but hearing events like a chili, like
well,
It's
this
this
not
isn't
event.
our
the
town.
yeah, this isn't the big
I know it's not.
city
Yeah,
that's
I know.
nearby, which let me
Even
oh my
that, like,
I
that's
gotta
so
look this up.
Midwest.
Because mom said something and I don't think she's right and I don't want to call her wrong. Okay.
Mom, you're wrong.
Traverse City, Michigan population. Give me a population. Um it's 15,000.
Mm.
Let's see what she said. Because if she's right, I'm going to kill myself.
No.
In Minecraft.
Okay, no, no. Milford is much smaller. It's only 6,000.
Oh yeah, that's much more.
We were trying to find a city that's a similar size to Traverse City. 15,000, I'm thinking probably Novi?
Nova.
Like
Hold on,
like
let me
for
look it up.
comparison.
Let me look it up.
Novi.
You're already doing it.
Yeah, Novi has 66,000 actually.
Oof.
Small oh, so bigger than Milford, smaller than Novi. Oh shit, in Oakland County. Shoot, I
No.
don't know.
No.
What?
Oakland County, no. It's
Do you want, you want to hear? You want a comparison? How much that is to like New York City?
Pontiac. I mean, Pontiac still has 60,000 somehow.
yeah, Waterford has 53.
Yeah, 53. I
Um
need 15. I need 15. I'm trying to think small. Um,
Do you
I
want to
mean
hear how small it is?
Alpena is 10,000.
okay, okay, so like same city-ish, like it's getting close. It's closer. There's probably nothing down there that's actually that small unless you think of like maybe give me a second. Maybe not.
I
Maybe
just looked
back
this
when
up
my
because I was really curious on how you guys' cities affected
Rochester.
New York.
Rochester has 12.
New York has 8.8 million.
So we're
That's quite a
roughly the
lot
same
of
size.
years.
But anyways, it's not a huge town compared to or city where I'm from. It's not even close to anything. But it's a really nice library. There's lots of fun events. I didn't win, neither did mom. Two 10-year-olds or two little kids won.
I mean,
Fuck them
They
kind of like
kids.
they swept it.
that's
Okay, but this girl, the
was
one
it
who
good
was
though?
sitting next to me, who won one of the reward awards.
Was
Oh
it
my
good?
god. She made brookies, right?
Mhm.
What are brookies?
Brookies are brownie on top, cookie on bottom.
Yep.
Oh,
The
that could
brownie,
be good.
amazing. The cookie, peanut butter. She did peanut butter instead of chocolate chip.
Interesting.
Mm,
And then she put caramel chips in that peanut butter cookie.
that actually
Okay, that
sounds
girl is
pretty
a
good.
genius.
Yeah,
For
actually,
10
that's like
years old? Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that's when I was like a company man saw that like I know our next invention.
Yeah, so she was
You're gonna see it
amazing.
on in like in a year or two. Watch, you're gonna see it on an ad.
Right? She was amazing. She deserved it. 100%. I was seated next to this mom with her little 8-month-old. Oh my god, adorable. She was so well behaved. She was the cutest little thing.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Loved her. She made millionaire shortbreads, which is a shortbread and then caramel and then chocolate.
Yeah.
Huh. It's like a Twix, but it's
mm.
amazing. You put sea salt on top, genius. Anyways, amazing. Everybody was good, and we have a cookbook of all the recipes. They made little cookbooks for
I
everybody.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will be making all of theirs because oh my god. Um so good, literally amazing. It was really fun. I want to do the chili cook-off. I'm going to do the readathon, which is 15.5 minutes a day because it's 155 years of the library's institution in the area. Um, and if we get all of our hours, there is a after hours, which the library closes at like 7, which is hilarious. After hours party in October for people who complete the readathon.
I love it. That's so cute.
I
So
remember
so
those
like
raid events for like summer vacation for school.
this one is for it's for literacy actually because they basically are trying to show that like you can do reading in any sort of like they literally will count if you listen to an audiobook, if you read a magazine, if you read a newspaper or a book or a manga, like
I was
as
saying
long
that
as you
manga
are
count.
manga does count. They're counting anything that as long as there's words being said or read, you can count it, which I think is great. And there's also maybe a summer reading program. Right now it only looks like it's for kids, but if there's an adult one, I'm obviously joining that. I used to do the summer reading program at our local library every summer, and I won a lot too. I won a lot. That was back in the day before I had a job. Ugh.
Oh my god, Autumn, I forgot to fucking tell you.
What?
So my
What?
my coworker Cassie
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
was like, I have these two books that I haven't read. You should read them. And I'm like, okay. So she sends me a picture of both of them. Autumn,
What?
this one book was called The Daughter of Darkness. But it was not the same book. It is written
Oh
by
my
somebody
gosh.
completely different, and guess what?
What?
It's about fays.
Oh!
So I'm like, what? Is this like a Wattpad fucking ripoff of that? Like, I don't understand. So in the one she's reading right now, because she decided she was gonna read it, the
Mhm.
girl escapes a goblin camp and then runs into the Fae.
Oh.
And I'm like, no, what the why? And they're named the same.
Uh-huh.
The character's
Oh
name
my
is
Someone
gosh.
Eleanor.
That's
they didn't even
crazy.
try to change the homework. They were like, stick that. I don't have
So
my name on it.
I'm literally thinking this book we got is like a fucking Wattpad wannabe version of it because the one she
That's
has came out
nuts.
before this one.
Oh,
Right?
yours is the fake.
I don't know. I'm mad about it.
Is it
Did
by
they
Terry
not
Brooks?
trademark?
Yes.
Yeah, Terry Brooks has been in the game for like forever.
I
I
think
know of him.
I think
He
Allie Cole fucking stole that shit.
he used okay, his big thing that I know him from is he used to do Star Wars movie novelizations back in the day.
Okay.
Mind you, I don't do Star Wars. I just know this because like I've been around long enough to know this. Yeah, he's like well known in the fantasy realm. Like he's been writing shit since like probably the 80s, if not earlier.
I already didn't like this book.
I wish can you do returns on Amazon?
You can, yeah, 30
Yeah.
days.
I like don't want to because I want to give it a chance, but like I like we like similar things in our books.
Yeah.
So I
You're
know if I'm not going to like it if you don't like it.
yeah, I would return it.
I feel bad because like
No.
the author seems really nice, but like
It's bad. It's
he
bad.
had he this author has a high druid series which I'm like I just saw it and I'm like, it's your fault. You're like, Autumn, you'll find a fantasy game you like eventually, bitch.
Honestly, if
You
I
were
mean
just waiting. You were waiting for the day. You were like, you'll like fantasy someday, and now look at me.
I patiently waited.
Wait,
You
so two
waited
books
so
are Terry Brooks and the other person is Juliana Haggard?
No, it's Allie Cole.
Why is there's another
Oh my
Daughter
god,
of
is there
Darkness
another?
by
Oh my fucking
there's
god.
so many Daughters of Darkness.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna no. Mm-mm.
that one looks like a romance like book. It's like has a
Yeah,
man and lady on the
Reaper.
cover.
They're all fucking the same premise. A
Oh, are
human
they?
girl falls in love with a fae.
Okay, but I have to
The Terry Brooks one looks that cover is awesome looking.
I
It's like
gotta admit though, I was flipping through Butcher and Blackbird.
Yeah, it's been sitting on my shelf patiently
Oh, it's
waiting.
filthy. Oh my god.
Autumn's making me read
Oh.
fucking murder smut.
You know what? If it's gonna be smutty, it's gotta have some murder in it. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, I'm reading a book about a fucking human and goddamn vampire trials, so.
Like but yeah, so like I had a lot of fun and I want to do more things. I don't even really care about being a part of the community. That's not what it's about. It's about actually doing things with my life cuz Jesus Christ, I cannot do work, eat, sleep for the rest of my life. I just can't do it.
That's a
I
whole
can't.
mood.
But yeah, so like it wasn't an all well no, it was an awful week. It was truly an awful week, but um, like I don't know how this whole work shift thing's gonna go. It's probably gonna send me into a spiraling depression if I'm completely honest. Um, gonna have to figure out how to work around that. But oh, it's so dumb. That's literally my entire day. Even if you get up at 5 a.m., that's still your entire day that's being
Yeah,
taken up.
it's
Like,
stupid.
that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing is waking up at 5, so I at least feel like I have some sort of freaking control of my life.
You're gonna
But
be so tired.
I know, but you know what? Maybe if I pass out at work, they'll, like,
Maybe the shift isn't for her.
right? Like, and normally I'm one of those people, like, I hate to be like, oh, like, usually at like 7 to 3s. Because like 8 to 4s, I did those for literally like 4 out of the 5 years I've been working for them.
Hmm.
Like, 8 to 4, not that bad. 7 to 3 is a whole different monster. And usually I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired. On Friday though, I didn't say a goddamn word about being tired. Nope. I am wide awake. I am here. Um, and you know what? I did bust my ass and I did a really good job. And then I was like, why did I do that for? Because like they don't give a shit. Like It's a double-edged sword because I like doing a good job. I like being competitive. I was literally holding up these bags of noodles I suggested sold, like beheaded heads, like in victory. Um, I literally said that too loudly. Probably should not have screamed that in front of customers, but whatever. I'm a little unhinged sometimes, a lot of the times.
Same.
Um, and yeah, like I like going to home from a day of work and saying, "Oh yeah, I really like kicked ass." Like that does feel good. But then reminding myself like, "Oh, yeah, they don't actually care if you do a good job or not. You get punished for doing a good job." Kind of ruins it. But it is what it is. I'm just going to be miserable for a while.
That's not
I'm giving her
okay.
like a month. I'm giving
Yeah,
her like a month. If it doesn't change after a month, I'm going to talk to her or my uppers and say something.
I don't blame you. That's not fair to
I'm
you
I'm
at
just,
all.
I'm just rereading reviews from people about the VC Andrews Daughter of Darkness.
Oh
It's
god,
like,
not VC. Not
yeah,
VC Andrews.
this is great. This is great.
But let it be known that I think it's bullshit that I got kicked off of the day shift because the whole thing was that me, Trouble, and M are the three best on self checks. M doesn't even get to work self checks anymore because they are always constantly behind the service counter. So why are they even being considered in the ranking?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Why are they even being considered in the ranking? And I want to kind of say that. I really want to say that. Or, like my mom suggested, say that you don't want to do self check anymore. I only want a cashier.
Be
Like
petty.
I'm gonna have to be because if after a month something doesn't change,
Be
because I know that
petty.
trouble's not gonna change.
No, she hasn't so far.
Like the fact that she's being so nice recently only means one of two things. Either her meds are finally working, which I genuinely hope they are because she deserves to have some, mental health. I truly don't wish bad mental health on anybody. Or she knows that she got her way and I'm going to scream.
No, it's because she
Which
knew she got her way.
yeah, which I'm well aware of it's the second. But peace, calm, tranquility. Peace, calm, tranquility. Keep collecting. Oh, by the way, let me count real fast. You're gonna scream, you're gonna yell at me. You're gonna
What?
yell at me.
Yo,
Um,
ha.
I I have added, let's see how many books to this list.
Autumn!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15? 15?
Alright, hold on. I gotta go look to see if any of this is on Kindle Unlimited so I can keep my subscription. Hold the fuck on. God!
Some of these are pre-orders. Some of these are pre-orders.
You're gonna make me go bankrupt.
Ha ha ha.
I have no self control. Alright, let me look.
It's Elmo. It's Elmo on
Oh yeah.
fire.
Literally.
Oh.
That's me. That's me on a general daily basis. One, two, three, four. Four of them are pre-orders, to be fair. Four of
Are
them are
they good?
pre-orders.
Are they good books?
Alright.
I mean, they sound good.
So, what's your synopsis pitch? Some of them.
Well, one of them is a paranormal kidnapping.
Hmm.
I like thrillers. I don't know. Like, I like thrillers with, like, especially if they have paranormal slants. I like paranormal shit. I also like apparently things about obsession. Didn't know that about myself. I do now. I really should have though. Like I don't think you can have a Twilight phase and not be about obsession in one way or another.
100%.
I was just say like something
Especially
under
if you were
under
Team
obsession.
Jacob, which guess who what bitch I was a Team Jacob fan. So you can't you I don't think you can like werewolves without having an obsession issue.
No.
I mean, I was that. I like the werewolves better than the
Obsession,
vampires.
possession, whichever you want to call it. You know what? I
Possessive,
don't
that's
shame.
completely
I don't
different.
shame.
Possessive is a ghost thing. You mean possessive or
Possessive, possession, possessive.
possessions when you take over someone's body.
Well,
Possessive is being like I like this
possession is
person or
also
I like this
having
thing.
claim of something, like possession of
Oh, po-
XYZ.
Oh my
oh,
god, there's
yeah.
so many.
I can't stop, literally. I literally cannot stop. It literally something will come across my my Google home page and it'll be like, "Ooh,
I have
this
a
sounds good."
I don't know. I transitioned from like reading like actual like books and shit to like doing into manga because I felt the stories told in manga were like well it was hard for me like when I read books and shit like I was very into like same thing where I read manga I was very into fantasy and like sci-fi books or like and like power technically power trips I guess in the right like I did like the idea of main character and power and stuff or like the idea of the
Mhm.
same like shonen protagonist but like in book forms or like the struggle or investigative. I forget what book I read. I think I read one book way back when that was like had to do with like the Fae or something like that. Like where like I can't remember this. I actually went to a movie theater that was like a book signing. I
Mhm.
can't remember this book's name now for the life of me. Fuck. Is it had to do like it's something about he was being targeted by Fae or something like that, and he like fought back against them, and the Fae were like little like actual little Fae creatures, the wings and stuff, and like and inside it was like it was very like graphic book. It was like where he described like what like how he like fought these things, like how he just like pulled the wings off of the like the Fae creatures or whatever, and like
Right. How many did you find, huh?
Well, none of them are
mhm.
on,
Gotcha.
sadly. But they're not expensive for Kindle. It's like 7, 8. Oh, well, this one's 13.
Well, like I said, some are pre-orders, so
Well, no, the one I just looked at, the A
wasn't
Steep,
okay.
yeah, A Step Past Darkness is not.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. I think that one literally just came out this like February. Yeah.
But a lot of them are like pretty cheap. Like this one's $12.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
this one's 14.
We still
But
have
this
we
one's a
still have to work.
pre-order.
Yeah, we have to work through our book club list. I know. I know. I'm terrible. I'm awful. I'm awful. I still have to read. Freaking that book is sitting on my freaking
You need to read it so we can start
I
our other book.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm reading other things.
Sorry.
I'm waiting patiently.
Oh my god, but you're getting so many books and I'm so happy for you. I'm so unhappy about myself though, cuz like, ugh. And like tomorrow or technically today, whatever, who gives a shit. It's not tomorrow until I fall asleep and wake up again.
Exactly.
Um like we have to do cleaning because the kitchen's trash because we did all of our baking at literally midnight last night.
Yeah, I
Um
need to clean too.
so like I'm not going to have probably right reading time unless we do it while we eat lunch. We That's how I got freaking time to read How Can I Help You was like literally me and mom were like, "Oh, we're just not going to talk or watch TV or listen to music. We're literally just going to read while we eat lunch." And that's how I got the first like 70 pages done.
Love it.
So like I feel like I have to do that is like I have to sit my ass down, be like, "You're eating lunch and you're reading." And that's it.
Oh yeah, shit. The topic, outdoor stuff. Are we just like throwing that out the door?
Yeah, we're throwing that out.
Alright. Good, because I
I
don't
want to grow herbs. That's like and not fun herbs, like just like food herbs.
have not the fun, spicy herbs.
No,
I could talk
like the food herbs.
I could talk to myself with this, but I do want to like. I have my bow and arrow that I want to use. That like I bought it, and I even have a target. And I've never even used it.
Yeah,
I guess I
Music.
could put yeah, like this is the I never thought of doing it. Then I also worry about going in the backyard and my mom letting the dogs out in the backyard, and like I fear them running at like I'd be hitting the dog with an arrow or some shit. I worry about that. But like I do have it, and it's like mostly they'll probably take my mind off everything and be very physical to do because I do have a lot of like arrows and like I don't know do like a set of like at least a certain time like doing like a certain amount of arrows or like a time limit or like
Yeah.
Mhm.
I do enjoy archery like it's one of those things like one of the things me and Margot did we went on an axe throwing date and I also bought like archery along with it like I thought it was gonna be real archery because the axe was real but it wasn't. It was like stick archery, like a little like magnet on the end with and onto a like a Velcro wall. I was like, that's not fun. I thought it was gonna be
No,
real
that's
archery.
stupid.
Yeah, I know, but like but the axes aren't as like date like I don't know I don't know actually the
Axes
axes
are
did
pretty
plumb.
fucking dangerous if you're
Yes.
throwing them.
Yeah, I was like what like I don't know someone. I'm trying like I don't know it's hard because a layman can throw an axe, but yeah, I guess like someone can really injure themselves with a bow if you're not really careful.
I just want to keep making my yard pretty.
Yes.
That's it.
How's that going? I
It,
guess you know put something in the backyard,
I don't know.
like put like a gazebo.
No, it depends on my job situation.
Yeah.
I'd be a cute little like work project for you and Mike to like build like oh like something back there.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I
Like
also want to do my
like a
living
picnic
room.
table.
A picnic table nobody ever sits at. Ah, man, I'm tired.
Ah, you go let the dogs out and sit out there reading your books on your Kindle.
That is a possibility. But I have a
That,
hammock.
Oh, all
that's true.
right. It is getting late. Let's wrap it up.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
I have been up since 7 a.m. So yeah. Um, next week is
Dream
Dream Wardrobe.
closet!
Dream lot yeah, Dream Wardrobe, Dream Closet. I'm still adding to my dream board,
I can't
so
wait.
God, you're gonna be on all the sites, and I swear to God, if I wake up one day to packages on my, I will hunt you
Mm.
down. I
That'd
know
be
where
cute.
you live.
Then you can have an episode of Fashion Show where you have to try on all the
Oh,
outfits. I'll watch it.
jeez.
I'll watch that episode. That'd be fun.
I solemnly swear I will
Let you guys
not
try.
buy you any of the stuff during the video.
Oh, okay, okay, sure, okay.
I solemnly swear. I swear on Mooch's life.
Oh, on mooches. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And on
all
Linus
right.
1.0 and 2.0.
Okay. Okay. 1.0 and 2.0. Okay. Mind you, folks, please pay attention to the fact, just like a lawyer, she made sure to say during the video. She didn't
Not
say she
after.
wouldn't.
Not
Didn't say she
before. Not
wouldn't.
after.
Very lawyerly. Very, very, very good.
Mhm.
Yep. Smooches to you for that. Very, very good. Mwah, mwah.
You have a birthday coming up.
In May.
Murray.
Oh, yeah, but
The end of May. Literally one day away from the very end of May.
details, details.
Schmeetails. Anyways, okay, Dream Wardrobe. Amy gets to basically do what my mother wishes she could do, which is dress me up like a Barbie. um,
Yay!
It's a dress up at autumn doll that time.
basically, yeah.
It's dress up
Alrighty.
darling.
And
Anime.
then the week after that is, I believe, are behind. Let me see. Also, guys, just quick little note. On top of the cleaning on Monday, it's also Grandpa's next oncology appointment. So wish us luck.
That goes well.
Sending good vibes your way.
So far, his numbers have not been terrible, but that literally just means that his blood disorder hasn't turned into leukemia. That's all that means. But still, um, it will be the behind the archives the week after, which is spring detox. We're talking about all the shit we want to leave behind and bring into the spring.
Yes.
That might be we might want to watch the video about the planning because I think we had a more of an in-depth idea about that, but regardless. Anyways, guys, we love you. We really do. As always, I am Autumn, aka Firefly.
I am Moxie, aka Amy, aka Chill It right now.
I am a special side guest Reaper. So Reaper King. That was it.
And as always, be safe out there, guys. It's a crazy world out there. Don't be doing crazy shit. Just don't do it.
No.
Bye.